So I'm here with Carlos Murrieta. He is co-founder of Merge Architectural Group. Founded this firm in 2012. How are you doing today, Carlos?
Doing good, thank you.
I gotta ask you, what key life experiences have formed who you are today?
Well, I think when I was growing up, I was growing up in a small town, and there was a lot of construction and new things happening at that location. And for me, it was almost like something that I wanted to do when I grew up. I always felt that I was going to be an engineer or an architect, or just be involved in construction.
How did you become passionate and involved in the city of Phoenix?
Well, city of Phoenix at a certain time, was one of the most important cities in terms of architecture. I think it is up to this day. There's a lot of good architects in here. And when I was attending architectural school, I studied, out of the country. There was a lot of, communication about Phoenix being one of the top cities, to come and practice architecture. And that's how I got interested in the city.
What are your core values and how are they reflected in your work?
My core values, you just become to represent excellence in whatever we do. There's a lot of, I guess, effort and discipline. You need to keep up with that, and it is not that I'm perfect whatsoever or disciplined that much, but I try to follow those to make sure that my practice reflects that in the things I do.
Why or why not is the city of Phoenix a great city?
I think it's becoming a great city. We moved into this office back in 2013, so we've been here for the last 7 to 8 years. When we first came, there was not much happening. It was kind of like a place with a lot of residential and small commerce, single-story buildings.
Right.
And the city has been growing, exponentially around us.
Yeah.
But still, there's this urban area that is starting to be created. And if you ask me why it's not that great, well, it's not that it's great. It's just that still needs to develop more. And our participation, in many ways, as architects, designers, contractors, has a lot to do to really change the city into something greater.
What causes, projects, and activities are you involved in at the moment, and why?
Here at City of Phoenix, we have a few projects. We have a couple of multifamily buildings. One of them is for 195 units. That's important to us because it's a project that is going to serve a community that is in need. But also this particular building is being built in an area where there's not much development going on. It's right at Broadway and 7th Street. The other project is also on Central and Indian School. That's 140 units, multifamily. That's a little more high end. But it's also important to us, because it's located right at the entry into the canal, right on Central Avenue, and that canal. There's a project, that is planning to develop the entire city and make it into a place where you can walk, and you can enjoy outdoor areas.
How do you collaborate with other groups and individuals to realize your impactful work?
Well, there's a lot of interaction being an architect. You get to collaborate with people every day, and it's interesting, that everybody has its own way of seeing life, a way of seeing the practice of design and architecture, and it's just a matter of lining up, what those beliefs that you have with other people to try to go after a common goal.
What other creators who are focused on similar causes, projects, and activities have influenced you?
I think in City of Phoenix, one of the projects that really caught my attention, the Burton Library, right in downtown Phoenix, and for me it was just an incredible building that provided a lot of those things that I'm mentioning, access to the community, being an open building that welcomes you, to be inside there. Different features, related to sustainability at the time, and so that basically was an inspiration for me, is to say this is something that I want to do, and start pursuing actually coming to work here to the U.S.
What would you recommend that I do to become a future creator of our city?
I think it's really important that you get an opportunity to learn as much as you can. And not just learn by the books, but travel, I think, is really important. So as much as you can travel and be really observant, your environment, the urban areas around you, what people do, their, I guess, customs and things like that.
Great. Well, I want to thank you for your time, Carlos.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.